we live? How's the hair? Messy? Good. That's the way it always is. Come on, guys. Let me know. Am I live? Do you see me? Do you hear me? Everything sounded good? Check, check. 1, 2, 3, check. Hello out there. Let's do this. Is there a delay in that thing? No, there's not. I'm waiting for somebody to respond in the live chat. So far, it says I only got 2 people in here. Come on, guys. There we are. Now it updated. Jeez. See, this like StreamYard thing, I tell you, it fools me all the time. It said 2 people, nothing was updated, and then all of a sudden just there you are. Marcus Stallone, official MIJ, Nathan, Hardboiled, Mr. Eric, of course, Symphony and Beyond, Arthur Fleck, Cinematic, Comedic Genius, Jacob. Yeah. Now it keeps getting up. Now we got 24. What's going on, Men in Tights? Yes, Jacob. What's going on, everybody? Cheers, man. What a day. Let's get a little boozy, huh? Like the glass says. Cheers, guys. My God. What's going on, Superman Steve? Did something happen today? I don't know, guys. Did something happen today? I would say it's an understatement, man. I would totally say that. So, yeah. Totally an understatement of stuff that happened today. I mean, I tell you what. So, Mr. Film Junkie, why didn't you review Dr. Sleep? Because I haven't seen it yet, Mr. Hoskins. I decided to wait because I had friends that want to see the movie, but they couldn't see it on Thursday night. So I said, okay, that's fine. I got to play catch up. Well, that wasn't the plan. I was going to go see Midway, but then that didn't end up happening. So, yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it tomorrow night. So expect my reaction and review Sunday, probably. I don't know. We'll see what happens. North Korea, Russians, or whoever. Hack Sony needs to release Snyder Cut. Don't worry. I think we're going to be okay. I don't think anybody needs to be hacked. Although I think Jason Momoa hacked himself. Did that sound right? I don't think it did. Dave, Dave. I wonder what he's thinking right now after Jason Momoa posted a picture and talking all that stuff. Oh, I think I'm pretty sure that things were already happening that led to Momoa posting that picture. That's for sure. What's up, buddy? What's up, Daniel? How you doing there? Yeah, good job. Oh, we got Yazeth in here talking shit. Aw, is that what's going on? Is that what's going on? I like your avatar with the question marks and a bunch of question marks. That's Inception. My God. I still wish to hear Junkee's score. Well, I mean, it might happen. I mean, just think about what's happened in like the last month or last few weeks. The fact that Junkee XL said that, oh no, like my tracks are finished. Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, with things that happened today, it's like, okay, light at the end of the tunnel. Are we going to hear that beautiful score on the Snyder Cut if released? What's going on, Nelson? How you doing? The bell cannot be unrung. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. I mean, you know what? Somebody send me the gif of Jason Momoa in Aquaman when he fucking uses his body and he puts a fucking shoulder into that bell, that falling bell that's gonna fall on that girl, and he just fucking uses his body as a blunt object to just boom. I mean, he's the one that's fucking that rang that bell that cannot be unrung, man. Jesus Christ. The Mimosa post. Yeah, it was. It was coordinated, Eric. You got to know this. Imagine they announced the SE, I know, on the 17th. That'd be pretty crazy. I mean, who knows? Who knows? When? And I'm saying when. I'm not even saying if. when they're going to announce it. But, it's not going to be, we're not going to see it instantly, of course. I would say, 6 months, 7, maybe, things go well. Just saying, he should create a fake account and leak it if he has it. I don't think he has it. I know, like, some people were saying, like, oh man, he's got a copy of the Snyder Cut. That's where that image came from. I'm like, no, I think he just got that from Snyder when he visited him. I honestly think so. I think Snyder showed him clips. I don't think he showed him the whole thing because it's a long fucking movie, 3 hours and 34 minutes. I don't think that was the case. I think he just showed him some more stuff. And then they probably just said, hey, let's start fucking thinking about how we can get this thing out there, get the bigger word of mouth and stuff. And I mean, Jason Momoa he's like the most loyal to Snyder for sure. I'm not saying that the other people aren't, but he's just the one that's just hyping it up the most. That's good, man. It's fucking good, bro. Too many news this week. It has to be coming, right? Yeah, yes. Like I've said many times before, just a little patience. Yeah. Dave, I dropped some SnyderCon video on my channel. Didn't have time to edit music, but enjoy. Okay. Well, after this or, whenever, even if I don't see it, maybe even tomorrow, just send me it over on Twitter or hit me up in DMs. Send me a DM with the link and I'll check it out. Because that was a good time. That was when everything was nice, guys. That's when everything was nice. At the SnyderCon event, whatever the hell, that was when everything was good. Everything was cordial. Everything was just fine. I know things have changed, but I just want to put all that shit behind me, man. What would you think of the original Terminator 3 idea Cameron had, Dave? I don't know if I know that one, so I'll have to read about it. You hate Dark Fate? I could see that. It's fine. Don't worry. Seeing it tomorrow. I'm really anxious to see it. Dave, I saw your friend Amanda a couple of minutes ago at Dave & Buster's. Oh, she's there? That's pretty funny. She's become a celebrity on this thing. No wonder she's not here tonight. Dave, remember when Zach posted the photo of Wonder Woman? He said he never got to finish. So does that mean he went back at some point this year to finish visuals? That Momoa, I mean, like I said, who knows? I don't think so because it takes a team. It takes a crew. It takes a lot of people to make these special effects. I guess we're just going to have to see what happens. Now that there's actually light at the end of the tunnel with Momoa and then things, that I've heard, that people are hearing, we're just going to have to see what happens. That's all. I mean, I can't really say much more than that. But I mean, it's just when it comes to visual effects, I mean, you have to have a fucking crew. You have to have a fucking crew. And it'd be pretty awesome if, like Snyder just said, fuck it. I'm just going to hire a bunch of dudes, pay them to work night and day and fucking finish the thing. I would love that to be the case. It just seems highly unlikely, but yeah, who knows? Who knows? I didn't think we'd be here this early. I've always told you guys, like, oh man, we're in for the long haul, just in for the long haul. But now all of a sudden it was just like a lot happened within the span of this week. Like, what? What's going on? What? Fuck. It's like the way I looked at it is the fact that when those guys like the release the Snyder Cut username, when they were coordinating the fact that, hey, just totally bombard that fucking hashtag. It was like right before that happened, Snyder released that image of Iris and Barry. And then all of a sudden it started happening. And I was like swamped at work. So I was just kind of like occasionally just looking at my phone like, what the fuck is going on? My timeline is like swamped. What the hell? And I'm like, the fuck's going on? What are we doing here? And then I just kind of looked at the timing and I'm like, what the hell? Something got coordinated here? And then I was like, all right, well, I'll fucking, and then I finally said something and used the hashtag, and I started retweeting some people using the hashtag and retweeting the fact that it was trending and everything. And I was like, cool. And then I got stuck in traffic for like 3 hours just trying to get home. But of course, I had to like run some errands first. And it was just like, hair. I'm going to pull it out of my head because I was just so much traffic. And then when I got home, or then when I was like in the middle of all that, like Jason Momoa just post that image. I'm like, this was fucking coordinated. This was fucking coordinated. So much coming out this week. The release is inevitable at this point. Yeah, it is. I would say so. That'll give us 6 to 7 months of glorious hype train. Well, I'm just saying. I don't know if that's I'm just shooting fish in a barrel. I don't know if I don't know when it's going to be released, but I'm just saying that. That's all. Drop some Snyder. Oh, didn't you already say that? Don't worry. Just send me a thing. Send me that DM, and then I'll check it out. Don't worry. It's Jason. Yeah. So Jason Momoa kicked down doors ever since like almost a year ago when he said, "Fuck yeah, I want to see it." Blah blah blah. I mean, that's what we needed. We needed an ace in the hole. And it's funny, too, because anytime that I talk to people or talk to, certain secret people, I was always like, you know what? It's going to be either Miller or Momoa. They're going to start singing. But I still want to fucking hear Affleck start singing. Singing. Well, Dave, maybe if your stream wasn't a cape shit circle jerk, we wouldn't be begging for I don't think anybody but you is begging for Amanda. She's at Dave and Buster's right now, apparently. Somebody saw her there. Dave, do you like Miller High Life? I do. The champagne of beers? Who doesn't? Come on. It's good stuff. Yeah, Mr. Colbert's here. Yeah. We might have to see his face a little bit here. Hey, Dave, James Cameron T3 idea was to have John Connor travel to the future and destroy Skymint Pyramid to prevent them forming sending Terminators in a loop. Yeah, that would have been better. That's what needed to really round out the trilogy. But I did enjoy Dark Fate. I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy it, but yeah, I could see why things were like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that, and then that, and then that. Yeah. And then, of course, the fucking rehashing of the same old story of sending Terminators back. And it's just like, yeah, that's the way it really should have ended, is the fact that it's like, okay, Terminators are still coming back. It's still happening. Well, I'm going to go to the future. And yeah, that would have been kind of interesting. No, I didn't see that deep fake. I actually like that. I like that idea. Which movie do you think Reeves will introduce the Joker? I don't know. If he's going to do a trilogy, I would not be surprised if it was like the second one. He starts like teasing it at least. I feel like Lost All Enthusiasm and the Vision, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all that with Affleck. I just want him. I want to hear what he has to say because of the things I heard, and the fact that he joined this thing because of Snyder's vision. A certain copper-headed lady on you and your lust for Miss Adams. What's up, Dave? Momoa just brought down the dam. Yes, he did. He fucking did. He did. As soon as that happened, I mean, you guys don't even know. When I got home, when I got home, I was on my phone for like 2 hours. I was on my phone forever, it seems. It's just like it's just I was like constantly talking to people in DMs. I was even getting text messages, phone calls. It was crazy. It was crazy. So it was just pretty nuts, but it's just been nutty today. I don't think anybody was expecting this. It's just been cool shit. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Just like I said, it's just a little patience. I wanted something. I wanted to. See, that's the thing. It's like if you're gonna do this, you're gonna bring Linda Hamilton back. Bring fucking Michael Biehn back. Come on. You think Walter Hamada has seen the Snyder Cut? He might have. I don't know. Nice avatar, by the way. Was that your Halloween costume? That's awesome. Or is that just like a filter? Please tell me you actually did that, comedic genius. Please tell me you actually painted your face like that. That's awesome. I love it. There you go, Steven. Don't say that people don't appreciate you. You know they do. Well, Kate, hey, look at that, guys. We do have a female in here. How about that? Hey, everybody say hi to Kate. Hi, Kate. What am I most excited for? Probably a Batman behind that fucking parademon gun, just that we heard about. I don't know. I think that's going to be like my favorite part. Instead of him smiling like an idiot and saying, I don't not like you. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. He would be better than Ezra Miller's Flash. Wow, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. I know Ezra Miller's not exactly comic book accurate, but whatever. Terminator 3D. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I remember being really excited about that when that happened. And then it went nowhere. I'm with Jeff Johns. The beginning of Dark Fate completely cheapens Arnold's sacrifice at the end. Yeah, it does. It does. That's the thing. I mean, I literally, spoiler alert, guys. But I'm sure you guys already know. But yeah, I turned to my brother and said, wow, they're just kind of shit all over the legacy. But I was hoping that the movie would kind of just like justify it a little bit better. And I guess it works with the story, but all it does is just pass the torch. And it was just kind of like, fuck, all right. And then when I thought about it, I went, no, it's just, that sucks. It just kind of irked me. I was like, I can't. That's why I didn't put it on the favorite movies of 2018. I was like, I just can't, because even though I enjoyed the action, I enjoyed certain things. It was just, good God, man. I couldn't believe what's going on. Hey, what's up, Film Tricker? I haven't even been taking drinks. Oh, did I say Jeff Johns? I'm just so used to saying Jeff Johns. I don't not like you. So horrible. God, just imagine, guys. I mean, I'm next year watching Justice League the way it was supposed to be, watching it the way that it was intended. Wow, vodka's already kicking in. Yeah, of course I've already had a couple of pops before I joined. You don't not like me? Huh? I'm touched. Dark Fate passes the torch by shitting all that came before. Yeah, it pretty much does, and that's what I talked about. It was just like, and it sucks too, because I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed Mackenzie Davis's character. I enjoyed a lot of it, but it's just like, did you really have to do all that? And then especially since when they made Sarah Connor and John Connor, when they did the de-aging or whatever the fuck, it looked really good. It looked fucking great. The de-aging looks so fucking good. And I'm like, it was just kind of wasted on. Dave, what percentage do you give the Snyder Cut being released? 150. Hey, Dave, if you're up for guests tonight, like I said, I got one coming. Couple, maybe. There's that laughing face. That's what happens when you drink. Yeah. I got a pretty good buzz going, so we'll see what happens. Salvation was the last decent Terminator regardless. Well, that's the thing. Salvation had potential to be something, and I thought, oh my God. And even when it came out, I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I thought it was great. I'm like, I wanted a movie that took place in the future. And it did, but it's just, I don't know. There's just something about it. It's like McGee's style. I don't know what it is. No, that was sourced from That was sourced from We Got This Covered. You know how that is. Those guys. Boop. Oh, look what we got here.
Those guys.
Those guys. Hey,
Those guys.
Mr. Stephen Colbert.
What is up?
What's going on, man? Are you still you got all the tissues out? I mean, I heard that your career was probably gonna, was in the ruins recently.
What? Yeah.
I know. I had to say it. Come on.
Yeah.
It's all good,
Yeah, I'm in a bind. I've been canceled.
I know, man. How do you feed that child of yours,
Got 2 of them. I don't know.
2. Yeah, that's right. You have children. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. I mean, you're just in ruins. But I mean, when it comes to all that, I think we could both agree, hey, let's just put that shit behind us, especially with everything that's happened today. How are you feeling about what's happening today? Jesus Christ.
I'm feeling good. I think this is going to be hard to talk about for a while without being more specific. But I think anyone that has followed either of us, particularly you, just because you have like much more of a face and a brand, and like people kind of know like what you've been up to for the past 2 years now, ever since after Justice League, you and I both kind of got into that, like, okay, let's be realistic here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So like everybody knows who Dave, the film junkie, is.
Cheers.
And you've got a reputation. You said, no, it's not happening at Comic-Con. You said, no, it's not happening at Comic-Con again. You said, no, it's not. So like we all know who you are and what you're about. And so I just want everyone to pay very close attention to the way Dave is from this point forward and know that means something.
Hey, God, you're so nice, Steven. Cheers to you. What are you drinking?
Yeah. I always drink bourbon, but I got a shot of vodka for you.
Hey, look at that. He's got vodka tonight, guys. Well, cheers, man. Good stuff. Taking a shot. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm still drinking bourbon. I just do a shot of vodka on you.
Fine. That's fine. But hey,
in your honor.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I was pretty swamped at work, and I mean, I was noticing. Obviously, we were noticing that a lot of people were like, okay, a lot of people were tweeting about Snyder cut, and then of course, Snyder himself, right before that started, releasing that Iris and Barry shot, and then all of a sudden,
which, by the way, I've always kind of wanted that part in the movie. Like that was a part that like kind of. Oh, it's too bad that we're missing that. But it was never like one of the parts
of Barry and Iris stuff.
Never like on my list of like highly anticipated or like most wanted parts. I want Cyborg, I want all that other stuff. Yeah. But this shot of Iris and Barry, I need to see them together. That was the most adorable.
Yes.
Like they look so cute together.
They do, and I'm sure there's going to be some great chemistry. And I mean, going back to what Kate asked earlier, she's all, "What are you looking forward to most in the Snyder Cut?" I said, of course, Batman behind that parademon gun, just wailing at some parademons. Of course, I'm really looking forward to that. That was what first came to my brain, but I actually want to see that Barry Allen Iris scene played out where he saves her full on. I want to see it because obviously, I'm a big Flash fan. He's probably my second favorite superhero to Batman. And just to see that whole scene, because I mean, obviously it looks beautiful. Him like pushing through the glass barefoot and just running through in the way that it's shot. And all the ripples.
Yeah, although I was reviewing that today, and something that I haven't seen, I don't think I've seen pointed out before. Maybe someone else has noticed this already. I've never noticed before. Is there's a major continuity error in that shot, which I'm sure will be fine in the finished product. Obviously, it's a half-finished shot. She is in the air after the car crashes, and she's just wearing that like yellow, like mustard sweater. Yeah. And then on the ground, she's like, once the shot shows her like laying with her on the ground, she's wearing that jacket that she's wearing in the picture that Zach.
Oh, that's not good. You're gonna get hell for that, Steven.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure they'll fix it.
Yeah, but, okay. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And even when I saw that, I was like, damn. Hopefully we get that Flash movie, and hopefully they keep them too, because I don't know. It's funny because the first time I actually found out about Ezra Miller was the show Californication. I don't know if anybody's watched that. One of my favorite all-time shows ever. Have you ever watched it, Steven? David Duchovny?
I've heard amazing things. It's been recommended a lot. I have never watched it.
Oh, yeah. great.
I think I've seen part of the first episode.
You could just and it's funny too. You could just stop watching after this. You don't have to watch the last season. Last season is dog shit. The season before that, you could just end it right there. Just to let you know. I think it's season 6. I'm just saying they should have ended it right there, but they decided to do one more season, and it was like, what are you guys doing? This is not good. But anyways, it's a great show. But Ezra Miller, really young Ezra Miller, shows up in season 3. I think it's 2, season 2. And that was the first time I actually saw him. And it's just like, there's something about that guy that he's so fucking likable, you know? And I know he's not Barry Allen accurate, because for some reason Warner Brothers doesn't want to cast the blonde Barry Allen. For some reason, like, there's been 3 Barry Allens and they've all had brunette hair or, brown hair. And I'm
well, what about, what's his name? The dude that played him in, what is his name? He played him in the 90s and he plays,
oh, you talk about the Flash series?
He plays Jay Garrick in.
Yeah. No, he had brown hair.
He's brown.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of him. He's not super light. He's not like as dark as.
Not as dark as Ezra. As the darkest of. Yeah. Even somebody even said that to me too, and I remember a long time ago I posted about that, and someone was like, "Grant Gustin has blonde hair." I'm like, no, it's just lighter. When the light hits it, even my hair, when it hits light, it could look like it's little lighter than usual. But I mean, Ezra Miller has like almost black hair. I mean, that's the thing, is he has such dark hair that it's hard when you compare it to the other two. You think almost they have blonde hair. Mm-hmm. I remember there was like a picture too that was floating around for a while that showed Ezra Miller with blonde hair, but I think it was doctored. And I remember like posting it, going, "Oh my God, he's doing it! He's dyeing his hair blonde," but it didn't happen. But whatever. Yeah. But yeah, Jason Momoa, man, God, talking about being a hype man for this whole fucking thing, right?
Oh yeah, well, and he came in at like
the perfect time.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was still, things were still going well, so it's not like they were necessarily tapering off, but I mean, it got supercharged after he dropped that. And the thing that people don't seem to be talking about as much with that particular shot is that's a shot from the movie. Like Jason Momoa just posted a shot from the Snyder Cut to Instagram in the same way that Zach has been doing. He's the first person, like Fabian Wagner, like everyone else that has posted anything from the movie has been like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, no, Fabian posted I think a couple screen grabs maybe of Arkham, but I mean, this is exactly the same kind of thing that Zach always posts. It's black and white. It's a shot we haven't seen before.
I'm fairly certain when he visited Zach, I mean, they had to have like talked about it and said, "What can we do?" And he probably said, "Here," he probably showed him that scene, or like, because I don't think, a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, did they watch the Snyder Cut together?" I doubt that. I doubt they watched the whole 3 hours and 34 minutes of it together. My whole thing is like, maybe he showed like more just chunks and showed that ending, and they talked about certain things, and then he was like, and then maybe it could have been recently too. It could have been recently that Snyder was like, "Hey, sent it over to him through text message, like, let's do this." Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, look, we got Mr. Chris Swenson in the live chat. Maybe he wants to join too. Uh-oh.
Tonight's a great tinfoil night.
It's pretty much that. I mean, I did ask him if he wanted to join. So, but the fact that he did that on Instagram, and it was just, I mean, it was funny too, because I was like stuck in traffic, and all of a sudden my phone was blowing up. I mean, I'm talking about Instagram DMs, Twitter DMs, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, my phone was on meltdown. The number of apps and like communication methods I had a phone call, I've had text messages, I've been in Instagram, I've been in Vero, I've been in Twitter. Like my phone, I was looking for a GIF of a phone catching on fire to put on Twitter, but I couldn't find one, and I gave up.
Yeah,
because I've also got, I had to come home and I had a few hours to play with my kids and get them all settled down, and my phone is like melting in my pocket the whole time.
I know, it's
So,
pretty crazy.
yeah.
And here he is. Mr.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Fox
How you
Swenson.
doing? What's
Yeah.
up?
Hey, what's
Release the Snyder Cut.
I know. Seriously, man. Cheers, brother.
Oh
Hey.
my God. Here, cheers.
Cheers.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Aloha. Oh man.
Yeah, whichever one you use. I don't know which one you're supposed to use. I know they
Well,
both mean like.
They both mean the same, really.
Yeah.
Like, you could both use both of them, really.
But what about
yeah.
mahalo?
Mahalo is usually bye.
Yeah,
And
that's
aloha
right.
is good. Hi.
Okay, so aloha.
But either
Right.
way, it's like thank you or hi.
There you go.
Well,
It all
yeah.
sounds good.
I just know between Adam Carolla and Jason Momoa, the
They say
mahalo is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Adam Carolla always says mahalo when he ends a podcast. So, Mr. Swenson, how's it going, man?
Oh man, it was crazy. Just started this morning. I was like, I didn't do any work today.
I know your phone was melting.
Zero
you were
work
posting
today.
a lot, and I kept.
I
Like
know.
I was telling the people, I was like, I was at work, I was swamped. So occasionally, when I would get like frustrated, I'm like, what's going on Twitter? And I'm going, why the fuck? And then I see your posts like crazy, and I'm like, Jesus, man, my whole timeline is full of this. What's going on? I'm like, I'm about to mute this hashtag because I can't see anything else. What is going on? And then all of a sudden, it was just like it all just kind of, you kind of start taking pieces. I'm like, wait a minute, Snyder posted that, then this started. These people are saying this. What the fuck's going on? And then I'm like asking questions to people, like what? And then I get home, or like, well, I'm driving home. I see the Momoa picture. I'm like, okay, this was all coordinated. What the fuck, man? This was all planned.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I was actually hit up by a few people before Zack Snyder posted that pic, and they said, "Get ready, we need your help to release the Snyder Cut." And I don't even know, I'm not supposed to say their names, but there are some people, even some people maybe in the picture with Zack Snyder over the weekend.
I'm sure.
So it was and RT Snyder Cut also it's getting ready to go, and they gave me a countdown to, it was like 25 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then I was like, all right. And I thought I was just gonna, all right, this is time to start the tweeting. We're just gonna start it. And then Zack Snyder posted, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is a concentrated effort.
Yeah,
he did this. That's
the thing.
This is him.
When I saw that, I was like, what is going on? How is the fact that right after he posted that, all of a sudden all this stuff started? I'm like, this is not a coincidence.
Well, and then the timing of the Momoa thing to kind of revitalize it also.
Yeah, exactly. And then when I remember that picture with some of those guys who I met that we met at the SnyderCon event.
Yeah, we met them. Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw that picture like a few days ago, I'm like, okay, and I think McD, he even said like, oh, tip of the spear, or somebody said tip of the spear. I don't know. I remember seeing that floating around. And then it so happens that, that's how Steppenwolf was killed. Spear right through there. I'm like, okay, so Snyder showed them that. He had to have showed them that picture and said, okay, let's coordinate something. And then he got Momoa involved, which is like the ultimate hype man, and that just blew everything wide open.
Right.
It'd be an interesting weekend to see all the fucking headlines and posts.
I was half expecting Ray Fisher to post something like
Dude,
later on in the day. I don't know.
It's only Friday night, guys. We got we got a full week until
it's gonna be a crazy weekend about all this.
Well, that's why I've heard they told me that this has to be all week.
Yeah.
I'm like, all week? I'm like, okay, we'll try. I'll try.
It's a lot of tweeting. Your wife's gonna get pissed at you.
Yeah. Oh, she was like, I was telling someone over the DMs, she went to go shopping at Target. I'm just following her around with my phone.
Yeah, and you're just.
And I was telling you, Steve, was like, I'm losing fucking battery on my phone. Like, there is no goddamn charger around here. It's at the 5% stage, and I'm still tweeting.
Yeah, I think I saw
trying to get the Snyder Cut released, and my phone is gonna die.
It's gonna die. Yeah, man, but it was actually pretty tiring. After a while.
You were posting a lot.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy crap.
Not as much as all these other people. I think
a lot of people
they were going crazy.
He was going crazy, and then awesome. I was like, all right, I'll join. I was like, all right, I'll join. I mean, something's happening because
Well, and I heard a couple other things, and like,
Yeah.
everyone knows that because I got a couple comments like,
Yeah.
"You don't use the hashtag. Why do you use the hashtag?"
Yeah.
There you go.
And there
There
you
you go,
go.
Russ. Thank you, Russ.
So
He's got it. He's got it.
But it's hot.
I-
so I'm gonna
Cheers,
but I heard a few things and was like, yeah, actually, this is a good because yeah, exactly. I'm real when it's useful. is
Of course,
the,
yeah,
and
he is
there's gonna be a lot. There's going to be a lot going on in the next few weeks, probably the next few months.
Yeah.
And so, and I know that there's like, people are like sharpening their receipt folders and everything. And like, that's fine. Like, whatever.
It's
and all the chips are down is the good news. And so now we don't need to posture about, what's going on. And we will just we get to, everyone keep on doing your thing and we get to see what happens. But I will say to everyone that coordinated the tweeting today, it was phenomenally done. Obviously, I think we're probably going to pass 70,000 before long.
Good job.
What is it now?
Which is
my phone's still
there
charging. I don't know. My phone's I can look up.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's. You're in front of a computer.
I'm waiting for a new phone in the mail, and mine blew up.
Yep.
So it's. Things are we are in an exciting position, and there's still a lot more to come out, so it's hardly, this is not like we're not necessarily doing a victory lap yet. Like, everyone keep on doing your thing, but as the person who has always been like the
bearer of bad news. No, kidding.
No, that's
no kidding.
not only that, but just kind of more realistic about like talking about analytics and what influences what and when. I will say that while I've said before, like the hashtag isn't like what's going to do it and all that kind of stuff. This is a time where it is good to use that. And that doesn't mean you need to mob, every single Warner Brothers post or anything. So I'm not changing anything on that.
In fact, I don't actually say like, hey, like anybody who still hates on Warner Brothers.
Positivity going forward. Like right now is a very good time to be gracious. It is a very good time to be gracious and magnanimous. And
you don't even have to like kiss their ass. Just stop with the, if you Warner Brothers, fuck me, don't do that stuff, because if anything, they're the ones that are going to make it happen. So, just hold back on that and then hate on them after it's released. Knock yourself.
And I don't think it's just the hashtag, like all that stuff until now. So if I think if it's just the hashtagging and they've done nothing else, like the charity, they've done nothing else, then I don't think we would have got to this point, right?
Oh, not at all. There's
like
so many
it would
different
have to be
pieces.
all these pieces, all these different things that these events culminate into, I think.
Exactly. Well, and that's a much more eloquent way of putting what I was saying. And so there's so many moving pieces, and there still are. So there's still a lot of things that have to happen. But of all the times to just continue to be loud and positive, now is not a time to pick fights with people who don't like Zach's movies. Like be good winners here. Like not to say you've won yet, but spread positivity. What do you like about? Just focus on what you like about Zach, not what you hate about Warner Brothers or Zach's enemies or detractors of his movies or whatever. So there's way too much to enjoy about what Zach does to be consumed with what you dislike about what other people do.
Bust out the acoustic guitar. We're all around the fire. Got fire that Jason Momoa fucking ignited. He put gasoline in this fire and created this huge fire. Now we're all around it, so let's bust out the acoustic guitar and whatever the fuck, the marshmallows or anything.
Yeah. Well, and while I'm on that also, and I've witnessed a few. I got drawn into something this morning. Also, there's going to be people that I'm sure have negative things to say about some of us. More so me and Dave than Chris. Everyone loves Chris. But it's like the opposite of that the Chris Rock TV show. And that's like what it is. I see people get drawn into like these back and forth. Like Dave and I don't need I mean, I guess you can speak for yourself. I don't think we need defending. Like, you can just let people, like, we don't defend ourselves most of the time for a reason. Everything we've said is out there. The chips are down. Like, we're comfortable letting it play out and kind of seeing where everything ends up. We don't need you fighting on our behalf. If I ever feel like my reputation needs defending, I will defend it. I am very comfortable with where I stand on the entire situation. And so I would appreciate to not see any sort of infighting on my behalf. I'll take care of that if it needs to happen.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's, we've done our best to be like, okay, there's certain people that don't agree with us. We don't agree with them. So we try to part ways as much as possible. Of course, sometimes stuff still comes about, but I just, after today, especially with everything that's been thrown out there, things that are heard, and the fact that Momoa did all that and just kicked open a huge door, it's like, all right, now this is the time where like put aside differences and let's just fucking, just be.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like I'm so excited for a couple of the analytics things that I watched to update. Like I'm expecting to see some like. Yeah, the numbers nerd in me is like, I'm so excited to put numbers in a spreadsheet.
Yeah,
there was definitely a big spike today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were.
Yeah, I'm so happy that people put aside their differences today.
I think
literally everybody just really came together.
Yeah,
that's just the best part of it. That's the best part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it should be about. I mean, when we all started this thing, it was like, I mean, especially when it came to the SnyderCon event. I mean, you were there, Chris. We were both there. I mean, it was crazy. It was very surreal because I'm sure you were just like me. Like, you had people coming up to you going, "Oh my God, I want to take a picture with you. I've watched your videos. Hey, like, I like your videos." How surreal was that?
It was crazy. I mean, just being with a lot of people who love Zack Snyder and his films is just as much as you and I do.
Yeah,
is surreal for me because I don't get too much of that in this local community.
Exactly, yeah, and over there in Hawaii. But I think one of our greatest moments of that night was, I remember it was before I think when we watched BVS, or maybe when we came back. No, it was after we watched BVS. And I think we came back. I don't know exactly when it was, but we were sitting close to each other. And Snyder was there, and he was talking. Maybe it was before like BBS started. And he goes like, "Hey, I look out there and I see those guys." And he looked like he pointed at like in our direction. And he goes like, "Those guys. I know those guys." And I think me and you kind of went, "Oh my God, is he talking about us? Jesus Christ!" Oh. We just kind of like, I don't know if you felt that, but I remember that particular moment when he like did that, and it looked like he pointed in our direction, because I'm like, okay, I think he might be pointing at us, Chris.
Really?
I don't know. I had like a moment there. I don't know if you remember that, but
I don't know. I think I was just like amazed to actually see him in person.
Yeah,
like, I've never seen him in person, and I was like, he's standing there.
Yeah,
I'm in the same freaking room with him.
There he is.
What? Yeah. Okay, it's not a screen. That's him right down right there. And he came up and I'm like, well, he's getting closer.
Yeah.
He gave was it his name is Dave? I think.
Dave.
Yeah, a shirt. Yeah.
That
so
was
I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. It was surreal. Just the amount of the most surreal was probably when we left the theater, when we first watched the BVS.
Yeah.
And I was like, everybody loves it. Like, there's not a single person in this room.
Well, that's
gonna hate it.
That was the best experience of the whole thing. Like, the fact that I mean, it was. I mean, what I found funny about that experience too was the fact that, I mean, when the opening credits were rolling and everybody's just clapping with every name that shows up, and I'm like, and I remember turning to one of the, I think it was, I turned to Shane, one of the comic marks guys. He was sitting next to me, and I'm like, does everybody realize that we're watching the Waynes get killed and everybody's cheering? But it was
going through the names. Yeah,
but everybody was
every single name.
It was just kind of funny because the scene that was happening. Hi, Garza. Good night. Sorry you couldn't join. He's just in the live chat right now. He just wanted to say that everybody's doing a great job. All right. We love you, Garza. Don't worry.
You did a good trailer edit today.
Dude. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That guy
That
is.
was, I absolutely that was that
best
song,
usage of war pigs. No,
Oh yeah, I feel like
war pigs.
that was very fitting with the because what was that? Was it White Stripes they did on one of the first trailers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good job, very excellent music.
Great
choice there.
usage of that choice. Great editing. I was like, that looks like a real trailer.
No, he's good at his trailers. He's really good at his trailers.
Yeah.
And then I even found out today that he was a DJ at one point. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Because I tweeted out that funny DJ video, and then he responded to it, and he was like, "Yep, that's what I used to do." And he showed images. I'm like, now it makes sense. It actually does make a lot of sense, Garza, that you were a DJ. I'm like, that does not shock me at all. And so he knows how to meld things together pretty well. So yeah, good job, Garza. Cheers to you, bud.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that's what is he approaches his trailers from a music first perspective.
Yeah.
Hey,
my boy.
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Yeah, hi.
Are you excited to see the Snyder Cut?
I guess say release the Snyder Cut.
Release the Snyder Cut.
There you go. Oh, he's like, oh, look at Dad's toys.
I know.
Why don't you let me play with these toys, Dad?
Well, some of them they abandoned, right?
How dare you?
Ollie gave me that toy and that toy.
Yeah.
You could have taken it back.
Cute.
All right. Good night.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
Sorry.
Okay. Full head of hair on that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's bald.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I know. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
What's the hair is maternal.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll skip. For it.
Right.
Yeah.
Although everyone on my mom's dad and my dad's dad were bald, so we'll see where I go.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you.
No, nobody in my family is bald, so my messy hair is gonna stay to me until I die. But anyways, guys, so what do you think? What do you think is the best way to release this thing? Do you think it's gonna be HBO Max, theatrical, limited?
Man,
you go ahead,
Clinton.
Or okay, Steven.
I think HBO Max is very logical. I don't think that it's going to preclude DVD purchases unless they want to milk it for subscriptions. So that's entirely possible. But I need a DVD or a Blu-ray of this. Like, there's no way it's going to be proper. Like even like a 1080p stream is not going to have the right. It's going to be compressed. But I'm not expecting a wide theatrical, but a limited or like a fandom. Or not fandom, a Fathom event, like they did for BVS Ultimate Edition, I think isn't out of the question.
No, not at all. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel almost the same. I mean, just logically, like you said, financially and everything, HBO Max would make sense. But I'm not here saying like, don't put it in the theaters, you know.
Yeah.
If they're gonna go and do all that, and I'm like, yes, I would love to watch this in theaters at least once.
Yes.
Or twice. You know, if it has to be only one day, then I'll buy multiple tickets. But it's like I have to watch this in theaters. Sure. But if they had to say, well, you know what, we can only release this HBO Max, and fine. But release it some way or the other. But like you said, I still need to complete that physical copy. Like there's not many movies I have physical copies. There's only movies that I really want. And there's a Man of Steel. There's a Batman v Superman. I didn't buy Justice League. And it's just missing. That's just like missing. Yeah.
A little
so
slot.
Definitely get that slot right.
Space right there for it.
Yes. UHD 4K, you know. Give me all that good stuff, you know.
Seriously. I mean, it'd be dumb not to. I mean, even if it's just like for a week. You know, and most likely it'll only be in like certain markets, like your New Yorks, your LAs, or whatever. Who knows around the world how it'll be? I mean, you never know. Maybe it'll be even wider than that. But
I do get afraid about when you said that they might not have a physical release because of HBO Max. Netflix, none of Netflix shows have any physical copy right
Yeah, I
now.
know.
I thought there's a couple that
Are there a
have, but it might not be
couple?
Netflix originals.
That scares me.
That
Yeah.
does. That is.
Like,
Well, what they'll probably do if they do, it might be like a first 6 months or a year or whatever is HBO Max only, and then maybe they'll release a Blu-ray later on. I need a Blu-ray though. I can't just have.
how long
Give me
did
a
it take
silver.
for Game of Thrones to get a physical after the first season or something? Like, how long did it? Does anybody know? Anybody in the
I'm not
audience?
sure.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how long that took. Oh, House of Cards had a physical release. Oh, okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, I guess it depends on
Stranger
the,
Things. Oh, okay. All
oh,
right.
of course.
Well,
I mean,
okay, I
those
feel
are
better
really-
now.
Yeah, those are really popular shows, though. I mean, those are
Yeah.
like super hits on Netflix. So I guess it
Mhm.
depends on. They probably look at the analytics of who's, how many streams there's, it's happening with that. And I'm curious to see if they release a physical copy of El Camino that came out, because there's so many Breaking Bad fans out there, and everybody, there are people that have all the seasons on Blu-ray probably. So it's like, can I have the fucking full-on finale? I'm sure they're gonna end up releasing that. And from what I saw, I guess it was a big-time stream when it came out that weekend. So I'm sure they're gonna have something like that. But I mean, hopefully, I would love a fucking full-on steelbook of Justice League, of Snyder's Justice League, but
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Yeah, it's good. But long as it's
The question I always get asked is if it's received very well, do you guys think Zack Snyder could come back? That's the one question I keep getting. I was like,
Well, here's
never say
what
never,
I'll say
but I don't know.
about that. Like I said about Dave earlier, that the fact that he's not like, hold on, guys, that says a lot. And so I know I've said quite a few times, there's no chance. Maybe we'll get we'll get Snyder Cut, but I would not count on, given what things look like now. I will say I'm going to be skeptical, but I'm going to walk back a little bit and say it is no longer a laughable prospect to get some form of a completion of the 5-part arc.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
You heard that first there, guys and Chris. Yeah, you know what?
And it's entirely due to the way things are shaping up for the release compared to the way I expected them to, just in the way of method and timing and everything. So
the only roadblock I see is that is like, I just want to know. I just want, and hopefully we'll find out in the next couple of months. I just want to know what Affleck has to say.
Yeah,
that's a big part. That's a big component, because he joined for Snyder's vision. We've heard that many times. He knew what he was in store for. He signed on for 3 films, and he was going to end up being in 5. It went from 3 to 5. The fact that he made the cameo in Suicide Squad, and then of course his Batman movie, they were like, okay, doing that, and Snyder was actually, hey, yes, we can totally just take Justice League and parlay your own movie and have this really cool movie. But of course, it got effed up. But I'm just saying, go ahead, Steven.
The rough thing with Affleck, you have a phenomenal point about the 5-part arc, and that's what he originally signed up for.
Yeah.
The part for him that has always been really hard for me is he gave up a lot to be Batman, and it backfired on him in a very big way. I've talked about it on the Vodka stream before, but I mean, basically anybody that knows about what happened in his personal life outside of the behind the scenes drama, but there was Justice League behind the scenes drama, all the stuff that happened with the Batman and the script for that and everything, in addition to his family and his sobriety and all sorts of other things, are all, I imagine, intrinsically linked to him, to the whole situation for him. And so when he walked away, it wasn't just like I'm not getting my Batman movie. It's like my involvement in this franchise like really was a ended up being a bad thing for him when he was reluctant to join in the first place because of Daredevil, and then he signed on because of Zach's vision, and then BVS happened, and he loved BVS, but it had the backlash, and then you know, and then we all know what happened to Justice League, and then to him following Justice League. And I don't know how much bad blood is there necessarily, but there's a lot of bridges that need to be mended in his life in order for him to like be gung ho about putting on the cape and cowl again. Like that is going to be the biggest roadblock to doing more than just the Snyder Cut, probably. Well, outside of Warner Brothers, he's going to be one of the biggest roadblocks to continuing Batman's story.
Well, it's difficult because I mean every movie that he was involved with got fucked with. BVS, Suicide Squad, and Justice League all got dicked with badly, and that's the bad part. And you know that's got to leave a sour taste in your mouth, especially given he's a filmmaker himself. You know, it's just to see all the bullshit behind the scenes. I mean, when I go back. I even think like when I go back when they were promoting Justice League, even at Comic-Con, he was just the way that he was acting, almost like I was like, why is he
didn't care. Yeah.
Even though he was saying positive stuff, it just didn't seem authentic. Yeah. You know, I even think I said that in my videos where I was like, he's not, you know, doesn't sound like the Ben Affleck that we're used to hearing, you know, when he's talking up stuff. When he talked up, talking to Zack Snyder about how he convinced him to do Batman and talking about Dark Knight Returns, he wanted to do like a live version of that. The way that he talked about that, he sounded so just like, oh, that's what I want to do. Cool. But when it came to promoting Justice League, and even like when it came to talk about Matt Reeves' Batman, I mean, I'll be a 8 for Matt Reeves. It almost been like, is he really serious? Is this really happening? Or is he, I don't know.
Well, and the thing with Affleck in that regard also is there's a lot of drama going around with the situation with Mario Robles tweeted out a list of like ranking people who were loyal to Zach, and that started a lot of drama about whether or not everyone was ranked correctly, and if it was accurate, and why it's relevant, and all that. And I don't necessarily want to get into that because, like, as far for where things stand today, it's not relevant. It's not a ranking of like who is the most loyal to Zach today. What he was talking about there is what happened behind the scenes in reshoots and who was on board and who was not, and there's a story there, and they'll save that for another time. But what we can say is that Ben was at the top of that list for a reason, and he's no longer at. He reached a point, like you said, where you saw him and everyone saw him in the publicity. Yeah. He was at the top of that list, and then when you see him come out the other end of production, you see him. And then you see him in the movie. He's just totally tuned out. So there is a story about how he got from point A to point B, and that's I think very very directly related to whether or not he's interested in doing more of Batman.
Okay, yeah. I saw that list too, and it actually kind of makes sense to me for when you see Henry and Gal. I always thought they were more about trying to extend their careers in a way, in a way. Well, so it totally makes sense to me.
Character, or not character, but like their own personal, like the quality of them as individuals, or their support of Zach aside. They both had more on the table than they were the only two that really had an ongoing concern for the future of their characters. Flash was brand new. Aquaman was brand new, and he had a movie that was like on the way already anyway. Yeah. Whereas like Henry had to worry about a new contract, and Gal was like the most successful franchise going in. So she's like, I just need to kind of service this character. Yeah. And so both of them are going to have opportunity to talk about this in the near future. So it'll be interesting to see how they talk about it.
Yeah, I'm really curious about when The Witcher comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
People are going to ask Cavill about the
We just need Josh Horowitz from MTV to interview every single one of these people.
Should, yeah.
He's like the guy who asked
he did a good
him
job,
about the
like
Snyder
saying
Cut.
stuff, and Momoa was like perfectly responded to it.
Yeah.
And of course that ignited like a lot of this, and that's where we got to today. So yeah, if he could just like ask Cap,
we have a new Amanda.
Yeah,
in the chat.
that's your Amanda. That's your
my Amanda.
Chris. Sorry, Steven.
Amanda Colbert.
Yeah. She's in the live chat. She wondered why, like, oh, this is why you were dealing with a bunch of trolls today, huh, Steve? Oh, that's funny. Whatever. Hey, you got somebody behind you. That's good.
Yeah.
Steve, it's fine. Yeah, but I'm just hoping that what I really hope is like Affleck just starts singing about stuff. I just want you better believe that he told Kevin Smith stuff. That's why when Kevin Smith was like all of a sudden, a couple months back or a few months back, where he was like, "Oh, dude, it exists," this and this. You got to believe that was probably right after he shot for Jay and Silent Bob reboot. That's my guess.
Yeah.
And
Like
they were friends again. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything was good, and then it was just like, okay, they must have talked.
And you also got to look at the cast and remember that also you've got Henry Cavill, who is an established actor, but he's a still a little bit of a fresh face.
Still on his way.
He's still on his way up. You've got Gal Gadot, who's very much a also a rising star, but very very popular. But she's been in a handful of movies a handful of like mainstream popular movies. And then Ezra, Jason, very similar situations. These are all like up and comers, new people. And then you've got Ben Affleck, who is like
established, big
basically Hollywood royalty. At this point, he's like he's won Academy Awards for writing, for directing.
He'll survive it all.
Yeah, and so
he's seen the ups and downs.
Yes, exactly. Well, and he's learned how to play the game also, and he played the game, and he didn't put a lot of effort into it, but he played the game in the Justice League press release. And so when it came time to do reshoots, he knew, and he's also a producer, he knew what was happening from day one. Whereas like, Henry and Gal and Ezra and Jason aren't necessarily going to know what was going on. A, they don't have as much insight into production as Ben is going to have, but B, they haven't been around the block as many times as he has.
I just feel sorry for Ray, man. I feel sorry for Ray because he was like probably the
and Ray. I'm not even mentioning Ray.
Yeah. How dare you?
He's speaking of fresh faces. Yeah, he's a completely fresh face. It's his first movie.
Because nobody knew who he was. Ezra Miller, okay, he's been in stuff, and then now, but Ezra Miller has Fantastic
Beasts.
He's got a whole other franchise. And here we got Ray Fisher, who was supposed to be the fucking heart of the story, and he got knocked over with it, and he was like, they were going to branch off. They were going to do his movie.
Right.
That's why I also want to hear him sing about stuff too, but I can understand him being reluctant because it's like, he's the freshest face of the whole group. He's the baby of the whole thing. And it's just like, God, man, you just feel sorry for that guy.
Right. I mean, you needed someone like Jason Momoa to say something. Like Ray said some stuff, but like you needed someone like Jason and like you said, Affleck saying it would be crazy.
and it would be crazy. Well, even Affleck it'd be crazy, but in a different way. Jason Momoa is the kind of he is such a people are interested in him as like a person. He's got camera crews following him day and night, chronicling everything he does. Like he is a mover and a shaker. He's involved in so many things. Well, and that also that frequently kind of trips up people in like the Snyder Cut movement because he's constantly teasing. Everyone thought that he was doing something Snyder Cut related when he was teasing the launch of his new canned water or a new something about his canned water. But he's got shows going out. He's doing political movements and protests, and he's selling products, and he's got a thing on with Harley. Anyone that follows his like Instagram stories know he's been working on a thing with Harley for a while that's coming out soon. On the Rome. Yeah, on the Rome, exactly.
You got Dune coming out too.
You got Dune coming out. Yeah, like he is. But he's not just he's like a rising brand. He's not just like a rising actor. And so he's got 13 million Instagram followers. He didn't even post that thing to Twitter, and he was making it trend on Twitter.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so yes, Affleck would be and will be a big deal when he finally says something. But like Jason Momoa saying something, tweeting a picture or gramming, is it gramming a picture specifically?
Gramming
is
so hip.
term.
is going to be massive in a way that like nobody else, even Zach isn't going to be able to make that kind of traction that Momoa could. I mean, to have him, there isn't a better person to have in his corner from production than.
Well, he's the
Momoa.
ultimate hype man, and I remember talking to people. I talked to people. I was like, okay. Yeah. I'm like, how is this thing going to get fucking blown up? The only way and I remember when I was talking to, certain people, I'm like, the way this is going to get blown up, the two most vocal people are going to be either Momoa or Miller, because Miller is pretty vocal too. He don't give a fuck. I'm surprised he hasn't been more vocal than what's actually been. Maybe now he'll be a little bit more vocal. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, and there was some stuff
they got
way
that
back when
personality.
I think what's interesting with Miller, I don't think he's had the opportunity, because a lot of these people,
he really hasn't.
It's not. If you notice with any of the people that have come out and said anything, and the reason that like the last week was so crazy is because people finally started asking questions. Yeah. Jason only in like one instance or two instances really has actually on his own volition come out and said anything. And so with Miller, like how often is he in front of a camera with people asking him questions that would know about, he's doing like Vogue shoots all the time. They're not going to ask him about the same
crowd.
wait till he interviews with Josh Horowitz for Fantastic Beasts 2 or something. Right. Because anyone that's talked to him at a con, I guess, would know that he's supportive of it. But he's done some other stuff behind the scenes that's like very much like he wants somebody to ask him about it. Like, will somebody that interviews him please ask Ezra Miller about the Snyder Cut so he's not going to pull Momoa. He's going to pull a Ezra Miller version. He's going to spaz out on somebody about the Speed Force and whatever. Like,
right.
He's going to say something so weird about. He's going to compare it to like, I don't know. He's going to bring in some really obscure comparison, and
he'll be good. He'll be good. What were we going to say, Chris?
So the next chance would have to be The Witcher.
Yeah.
This end of this year, and then Wonder Woman 1984 for Gal. Those two are the ones that, if there's any chance someone's going to ask, it'll be during that time, right?
It's going to be interesting.
I don't know when Affleck's next movie. I mean, I've not.
He's got a couple things that have been in the works for a minute, but I never remember what the release dates are, because I think they've moved around a few times.
Like, I mean, he's getting loaded up with projects, and that's when you start talking.
Careful with your word choice there.
I know, right? When I talk about,
he's got some really cool things coming. Actually,
there you go.
Actually, I am shocked. I guess he didn't do any press for Jay and Silent Bob.
He really did,
because he did a Martha joke.
He's a small. It's only like one little scene. Apparently,
did either of you see?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
He's got a Martha joke in there, and I haven't had a chance to see it. But I think it's coming to Amazon, because it was another Fathom release. But I think he's coming to Amazon.
Finally,
cool. I know. Great.
It's nowhere around here. I'm like, I've been anxious to see it.
Everyone asked him about the Batman during Triple Frontier, and that was frustrating, because that was cool. That we wanted that news, but he just said, once again, he played the PR game. I couldn't crack the story.
Yeah.
The way back, I think, is the next one. That's in 2020.
Okay.
I think that's the one where he's the basketball coach and the alcoholic basketball coach. That'll be interesting.
Oh shit! Damn. Well,
the alcoholic in that one.
He's tall and he struggled with that. So that makes sense. Yeah. Very messy.
Wow.
Yeah. Man, he's got so many he's got so many like things coming out where it's like, when we start talking about, oh, well, if Snyder were to come back, if like they were to be like, hey, we were wrong, we fucked up, come back. I mean, I guess it wouldn't take much for like, hey, Ben, come back, do one more time, get in shape, and do one more fucking Batman, But then at the same time, we still have the Batman coming out with Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's, I think, the big thing, that the big factor in it being released in HBO Max, and kind of part of the reason, there's a few reasons, but part of the reason that I'm like, don't write off the rest of the 5-part arc. I feel bad saying that, because I don't want everyone to be like, I know that sometimes I'll say stuff like that, and people are like get
Too late. They already
Kinda latch
quoted
onto
you.
it.
It's
Oh
on
my
Twitter
God.
right now.
We're on pilot. All you have is
so for me to be interested or excited about that, I think is a little bit different than the way other people react to being interested or excited. But if these are going on HBO Max, then it's really easy to define it as its own franchise, right? So they want their own original movies, and there's so many frustrating aspects of this also, because there was a rumor about James Wan and Zack Snyder doing original movies for HBO Max. It was one of those things that people start screenshotting and like spreading around on Instagram when it was like, oh, we got this covered rumor or something.
I know where that came from, like Heroic Gateway. Remember those guys who said they saw the Snyder cut back then? But
it's 100% bogus.
I called them out.
yeah.
I called them out for dropping out shit.
I got in trouble for being sarcastic about that, and people still throw around screenshots as if they think I was being serious. But what's frustrating about this is now that if this does end up on HBO Max, there's going to be a ton of like, oh, see, those were right. And it's like, no, just because someone said that and it happened does not mean that that they actually knew what they were talking about. But we'll just have to take that as it comes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. That makes sense because it's HBO Max. It's not the theaters, but you know.
Exactly. Well, maybe they'll all get limited releases and then or whatever. I mean, there's so many details that need to be worked out, and so.
Well, I mean, if it does get dropped on HBO Max, of course, if it's a limited release theater release, whatever, obviously it'll definitely be in the LA area. I'll sniff it out and go see it on the big screen. But what I'm anxious to see if HBO Max seems like it's 100% going to be thrown on there. What I want to see is when Netflix talks about, oh yeah, after the first weekend, El Camino got this many streams and this, that, and this, 25 million, blah, blah, blah. I'm anxious to see those analytics because, even like people who were like, fuck that shit. It can't be any better. They're going to watch it. Yeah. I've said that many times in videos, podcasts, streams that the haters, the detractors that are always like that, they've been against it. Oh yeah, fucking just give up on it. It doesn't exist. They will watch it because nobody talks about Justice League, the theatrical version. Nobody does. Everybody, the only time they talk about it is as a meme, Mustache Gate. Nobody fucking cares about that movie that much at all. Mm-hmm. So to watch the actual movie the way it was supposed to be intended, you can't tell me that people are. Of course, there's still going to be those assholes that are going to be like, it still sucks. Worse. Yeah. Fuck Zack Snyder. Of course, whatever. Yeah. There's going to be so many people that are going to be like, oh my God, that was so much better.
Well, just the shot alone. Well, not the shot, but the shot that Jason released felt very strategic because it tells us a lot of things. So we have Aquaman stabbing Steppenwolf. Yeah. And then Snyder said on Vero that there's a super punch to get him to Godot. So we know that there's some teamwork there that we didn't see in the final product, right? So, so I originally tweeted Superman it out with those two pics together where it's like the alley oop, but there's actually a 3-part here where so he forks him up with the trident.
Boom.
Then Superman comes in, knocks him, and he goes flying like a bullet towards the boom tube, and the sword comes down as he passes through.
Yeah.
And then his head rolls under the
How dare you
of Darkseid.
I'm at like 68% right here in my shorts. Jeez.
It's so much like the Justice League War. So you can totally Jay Oliva must have thought about that one. It's just like that animated movie.
I'm sure he and Snyder were going back and forth. How do we do this? How do we do this?
Well, someone compared it to the Harlem Globetrotters. Playing Harlem Globetrotters with Steppenwolf's head. But compare that so I was gonna tweet this and I was like, I don't want to start a fight. Someone's gonna start a fight over this. But there's still VFX work that needs to be done before this comes out. So I'll say that. However, that specific shot, the VFX in that particular shot that Momoa tweeted out, alone is better than the ending that they had in the movie, where like if you watch when he's like, you smell that? That's fear.
Oh,
And then you watch all the parademons jump on him. Like if you watch that in slow motion or pause it, the parademons aren't even textured. like I don't know how long they spent on the VFX on that, but like
that hard.
but like they barely
But I
got
trust
character
you.
models. Like they're like you seriously look at them, they're not shaded or textured properly at all.
Oh
It's
my
not just done poorly, but like there's a whole phase of VFX that was just totally skipped on the parademons piling on him. And so not only does it just look better, but like you have two options. One, Steppenwolf or Aquaman forks him up, Superman punches him, Wonder Woman chops his head off, flies through the boom tube, dark side ending. Or we can have Batman go, smell that? That's fear. And then the parademons take him into a tube.
Which one is better for the kids? Which one are kids not gonna get scared of? Oh, yes.
I mean,
yeah. Oh, and here we go, Greg Rivers. Yes, and I forgot to mention Junkee XL music is happening during that.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's your other 38%, Dave.
all right, there you go. I'm up. I'm full on fucking erect.
Yeah.
My God, I mean, I know. Just to think about all that, I mean, I was at a stoplight and I was going because I was looking at my DMs. I'm like, why am I getting blown up? And then I just scrolled real quick and I saw the shot. I went, holy shit! He posted that, and I was like, my God, that shot is better than everything fucking that was in that final theatrical scene right there. Jesus Christ!
To be honest, I thought it was fake at first.
Oh, I know,
because people make so much great images. I was like, oh wow,
I did too until I saw that.
I'm like,
until I noticed that it lined up. Yeah. And the other thing that I think nobody's talking about is has Jason did he use the hashtag when he said I've seen this Snyder cut?
Well, the thing is, he keeps on saying release the Cinder cut. He always
Did he do that again or was it
always the Snyder cut this time? It was for real. Like I actually he actually did it for real.
He's not the only one that does that. So I mean, it's there's a lot of dyslexics doing this thing.
Release the Cinder cut in a lot of fucking tweets. A lot of people mess up.
Just watch. Warner Brothers is going to release the Cinder cut, and we're going to be like, "What? That is not what we all over again."
Wanted. Damn you!
But at least we'll know how to do it this next time. It'll be save ourselves some time.
Yeah. That what happens on Twitter though. When you press that, you do hashtag release and it gives you both options. So sometimes people just accidentally click the second one or the
So it's just
there. It just happens.
Oh, there she is. Here's Amanda Colbert.
I really just came to steal this because the whiskey bottles are all empty. It's been a long ass 6 months with what do we call them?
What?
Call them the finish.
We're being
I know.
We're being magnanimous.
I know we're being magnanimous. You're being magnanimous. I'm being your wife.
I love it.
I hope they have a great life.
Okay.
Anyway, have a good day, guys.
Cheers. Say hi to the kids.
No, not right now, please.
Oh, okay.
We are like what 8 hours? How far ahead are we? He's in Hawaii, so he said.
Chris, your
kids are
this one.
It's 8:17, right? 8:17. Chris,
what time is it? Oh, it's 8:17.
Yeah.
No, my kids have been in bed for 4.5 hours.
That's right.
4 hours.
From backwards, so you don't. Yeah. Hawaii never changes, which is lucky. I wish nobody changed. I can't stand this fucking time change shit because I was like, I had Friday night, Friday traffic in California, which is the worst.
So you're 2 hours
from it.
Yeah, we're all 2 hours. 2 hours.
Okay,
he's 4 hours. He's 4 hours to you.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's at 12:18 right now. But yeah.
What are you looking for?
Damn.
Oh, the bottle. You want the bottle? Here.
Take the bottle.
Take it. He's very chatty in the. Arizona doesn't change too. Mr. Russ said. Hi, Russ. Thanks for joining.
The fridge.
Thanks for Russ.
Yeah, but I hate the time change thing because now, like, if I get home at 5, it's already dark, and I'm like, it just fucks with me because I'm sitting there going, oh my god, I got stuff I got to talk about. It's so late, and this. I don't know what's going on.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Sorry,
We
I'm
wanna
too
know,
short to
bro.
get my own glass.
Oh, I
Okay,
see.
we got you.
He's-
Yeah,
he'll be
hey,
right back.
hey,
No
that's
worries.
what he's useful for. That's good.
Intermission.
That's good.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh man,
That's awesome.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's change topics a little bit here. What about the Batman, Chris? How are you liking the casting choices? I've been wanting to ask.
I think they're really top-notch actors and actresses right now.
Right?
I
They're doing a
don't
pretty good
know how they're gonna be in terms of like especially Colin Farrell as Penguin. Like,
That's very
that's an
tough.
interesting choice, but I would have to actually see the context of it, like what type of portrayal he's gonna be. You know, I mean, some people say he looks like the Telltale Games. I don't know if that's true.
Well, I mean, when it comes to Colin Farrell, it's like
Look at this.
Colin Farrell, it's like watch like something. I thought I heard a glass break.
Right? I
Thought I
can't
heard
hear a
it.
word you're saying, but isn't this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna not doing
It
that over
broke?
your whiskey.
Oh wow.
You're welcome.
What?
Probably because I tried to get it down by myself once.
See what happened. I get it. You know, short lives matter.
Short life matter.
Yes. Come on, Chris. You've met me in person. I'm not as tall. Yeah.
That's why I laughed.
Yeah, exactly. No, but when it comes to Colin Farrell, I mean, you ever watched the movie called The Lobster that he did?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean
He
that's like,
transforms. He's a method. Yeah,
oh my god,
yeah.
that's a movie that just wow. I was very impressed by him.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was always when he was up and coming, he was like that bad boy, pretty boy kind of guy, like
Right.
those kind of roles. And I'm like, cool, yeah. But then he had range. He has range. So I'm very intrigued by it. I like Colin Farrell. I mean, of course, he was the fan cast of everybody's Constantine for the DCU, which I totally would enjoy. But it doesn't happen like that. Usually when fan casts don't happen, it's whatever.
Well, there's people are the fan art of that has all been like monocle and top hat and like I think someone tweeted, I think Thomas Polito tweeted he said Emperor Penguin, where anyone that's read is it Death of the Family?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that Scott Snyder run, I believe, is where Emperor Penguin comes in, and I think he's a way like I don't think Farrell makes the most sense as like a traditional Penguin. I think we're going to see more of like a honestly, although I'm not a huge fan of it, something probably more like how he is in like Gotham than like or like Emperor Penguin. Gotham maybe isn't the best comparison, but
okay, I can kind of see that now. I just pulled it up on Google, so
it's gonna be more like that. It's gonna be more like that mob boss nightclub owner, maybe more. I don't know. But
well,
you never know.
think about it's not. I think he's gonna be way more comic booky than Nolan.
Yeah,
but it is Matt Reeves, and it's like he made he's able to pull off that like, oh, here's a human talking to an ape, and it feels real.
That's what intrigues me most is just Matt Reeves. I mean, that's what I keep on telling people. I'm like, it's Matt Reeves. This guy, carried the Planet of the Apes trilogy to like a whole other fucking realm. You guys realize that? I mean, like, you watch like War. You watch what was
Dawn?
There you go.
Dawn is one of my favorite movies.
Exactly.
Ever.
You watch those and you go, how the fuck did anybody achieve this? This is like
the 90% of that movie is subtitled. Like it's like a foreign film.
Yeah. I wonder how he achieved that. I mean, they're fucking masterpieces. They really are.
Yeah.
And that's why I always defend it. I'm like, I have such faith in what Matt Reeves is doing with Batman. And he's going to build this world that I've been wanting. I mean, yes. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. It's like I wanted to see I wanted to see Batfleck and Deathstroke and all that.
No, but
that
also
would have been a one-off, and that would have been great. But this is going to
anyone
be
that hey,
building thing.
We posted a new episode of BVS by the Minute, by the way. Dice and I have been traveling to various different things, and
go, Steven.
and I can't talk about where either of us went.
Shit.
So we've been busy for a number of reasons, but we had an episode recorded like forever ago that finally got posted tonight. In it, you will see that one of the things that I talk about that I think people don't remember is like Snyder. There's never going to be like a Bat family, and never going to be a Red Hood or any of that in this 5-part arc. Like we had maybe Affleck was going to do something with Carrie Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
We got some tease about that.
Yeah.
But we were never going to get like Nightwing and all that stuff in Snyder's 5-part arc. And so if the Snyder Cut comes and by a stroke of luck and some help, we also get the other 2 movies, it's just going to be more Affleck, and kind of wrapping that up. And now, if we can,
ending of his career, it was the ending of Batman's career.
Yeah, we already know. I mean, there's no spoiler there. We saw it. We have the T-shirts.
Yeah. Exactly. So if we can get both of that, and Reeves Batman, like now we're in the best of both worlds as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess not quite the best of both. Best of both worlds would be if Affleck does his Batman, and I think it's a long shot for him to do JL 2 and 3. It's even longer for him to do. I'm no longer saying anything's impossible, but I'll say it's even longer for him to do to do his Batman solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I've been hyping up Robert Pattinson, which fucking 8 years ago, if you would have told me that I was like gonna be hyping up this sparkly fucking vampire that I made fun of constantly to my girlfriend at the time. I mean, I literally I could not stand those Twilight movies. I was like, look, what is going on here? Why is this all being hyped up? And the fact of the matter is like now that guy, I'm hyping him up because I saw The Lighthouse. I don't know if you guys saw The Lighthouse.
No, I didn't.
I mean, I've been throwing up. I mean, The Lighthouse Twitter has been throwing up scenes, and I'm like, look at this guy. This guy can fucking act. He can fucking act. I'm like, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen his other movies.
All the faith, yeah, and even in other movies, High Life and whatever the fuck, I mean, the guy can fucking act, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with the character. And, it's like now my favorite is Batfleck, of course. Just like all of us probably agree with that. Like Batfleck was the best cinematic Batman, but I always hope for better. No matter what, right. I always hope for better.
It's Batman. I love Kevin Conroy. I love Christian Bale. I love Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I love Grant Morrison Batman. I love Batman. I love Frank Miller Batman.
Yes.
Like what? You're gonna tell me to pick one of them, and like the other ones are now like canceled because
no.
If it's not Frank Miller, but like if you choose Frank Miller Batman, you can't have Grant Morrison Batman. No, I can't give up my Morrison Batman. Like now we get to have that maybe in live action, and like I'm all about that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like all interpretations, as
of course,
as long as it fits that character and that world that they inhabit.
I'm accepting of
I know, and especially
acceptance of other interpretations.
Yeah, we're hearing like, oh yeah, he wants to build the Batverse, like the animated series and other verse. And I'm like, that's all you had to say. Animated series. That's all you had to say because, answer me this, guys. Answer me this. Why hasn't with like HBO Max or the DC universe? Why have they not decided to bring Batman the animated series back? They brought back them.
Did have it for a while.
The what?
When DC Universe launched, they had Batman the animated.
Yeah, they had.
But I'm talking about new episodes.
Oh, like they actually make it. Like Bruce Timm comes back and he starts making more stuff.
Well, I don't know. Bruce Timm has gotten weird.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just having Batman episodes.
I would be all about that, except for the fact that like Bruce Timm has done Batman recently, and he had Harley Quinn rape Nightwing.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
He's a very sexual,
Yeah,
it's the stuff he wanted to do in the animated series, but couldn't.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
He did those raunchy comics before.
Bruce Timm did the
like raunchy comics.
I'm just saying, like bring back Batman the animated series in that vein, the way it was drawn, but a little bit updated. Bring back Kevin Conroy, bring back Mark Hamill, bring back as many voices that are still.
And that's of all the that's
Yep.
like the least controversial of all the Batman stuff. Too.
Dude.
They'll have support. Like
Anybody who's a Batman fan.
If Disney Plus were to say we're extending the X-Men the animated series, that's probably the only thing he would be more hyped about than, or as equally hyped about as we're extending Batman the animated series.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. That's just my gripe. Anyways, guys, I think we should end it here. We've gone an hour and a half.
Okay.
And, I appreciate you guys. I know. It just flies by, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, we're all excited. That's what
Right.
we're here. Hey, even he's excited. Even your son.
Hey.
That's my
Right?
second one.
Yeah, it's your second. Yeah, the second
The
one.
third one will be the shortest now.
Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming on the Vodka stream. Of course, always a pleasure. And yeah, like I said, we always said keep the hope alive, even with all the disagreements and whatever the fuck, the infighting. We're ending all that. Let's try to end all that and just like fucking like what the Clark song. What's his name?
Come together.
Yes. What's his first name?
Gary Clark Jr.
Gary Clark
I cannot
Jr.
remember his first name. I almost said Lewis Clark. But yeah, Gary Clark, come together. Let's just freaking do that. This thing's gonna come. Jason Momoa kicked down a huge door. He kicked down a door and then he just squirted gasoline all over the fucking place and lit a fucking match.
Yeah.
He really did. And things are happening. So let's be patient.
It was a win.
Exactly.
Huge win.
Huge win today.
Huge win.
Probably the biggest fucking win that we had all, with all this stuff. And cheers to that, guys.
Yeah.
To the Snyder Cut, to Zack Snyder, everything. All right, guys?
Right.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Yes, there
Have a
we
great
go.
weekend.
We said it properly. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Okay.